I did not know I didn't set the timer for the show. So if you are, first of all, if viewer discretion is advised, before the end of this show, before the end of this show, at the beginning of the show, I'm about to show a little ass shaking because it's just a little something to get me in the mood for the show, to get me hype. I got to play some music. So it's going to be a little ass shaking. So if you not want to see no ass shaking, please turn away for about 2 minutes and come on back. Or if you turn in late, come on back in 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Let's go. Because I got to listen to some theme music. Let's go. She can't hear. Oh, we can't hear. We got to do it again. I'm glad I looked in the chat. I'm glad I looked in the chat. Can't hear. Let me see. Let me see. Boom. Now let me see. Hello, testing, testing. Let me see now. Let me see. Boom. Let me see. Boom. I got to listen to my theme song. So if you're here late, I got to listen to the theme song because I got to get in the mood to some booty shaking. Right? So we got to start the show over. So it's like we start the show over from right now. We're going to start the show from the beginning right now. Right now. Let me go check it out.
If I could go dreads,
let's go. I got to listen to my theme song.
Hey, I'm in the bay with it. Yeah. This right here is a slapper. Yeah. Come on. This right here is a slapper. Yeah. Come on. This right here is a slapper. Yeah. This right here is a slapper. Yeah, this beat is my bitch. I'm a pimp. Slapper. I'm in the club trying to fuck something after. Real trap nigga sell a perk to a pastor. When I'm done with this hoe, you can have. I'ma find something better. Yeah. And if the pussy good nigga, I'ma tag her. Ain't a nigga in this game that wanna battle. I'm a king on the throne in my castle. Yeah. She get freaky when I'm out in the capsule. Beat banging like 96. But I never snitch like a 6'9". Nope. Pull up in a 6'4". Throwing up the motherfucking west side. Crips riding with me like it's 92. New J's on Carolina blue. Getting to the bag like I'm Uncle Scrooge. Yeah, I've been through a lot and got a lot to prove. This right here is a slapper. 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 This right here is a slapper.
Bustin' it dope like Urkel, nigga smoking purple. Pull up in my whip, screech, Lisa Turtle. Bitch body and banging her, man, she wear a girdle. Put the condom on my dick because the bitch is fertile. Beat slapping like he 40 on it. Got my little Brody on it. All the smoke, you know we want it. LA shit, West Coast, we stay lit. Volume 10, nigga, stay with the pistol grip. 2 chains on my neck, no titty boy. Knock the beat out the ring, her like my name was Roy Jones. Take that, huh, Sean Combs. And if she ain't fucking, she could catch a Uber home. No dreads, but go dumb with the ball head. Morris got a high success rate like the feds. Throwing the towel, y'all little dogs, bow wow. And I'm a big dog, get you up and fuck jail.
This right here is a slapper. 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 This right here is a slapper.
I'm on my shit, I ain't feeling myself. Yeah, I keep a bad bitch on my whole top shelf. Like my nigga said, this right here is a slapper. Look for it in your baby mama favorite rapper recipe. Smack drop, go stupid, go down. I don't give a bitch nothing but hard dick and bubble. From the Bay to LA, all my niggas getting rich. Do the hawk on the horn, just sauce on my bitch. I made it one die. Swing a Benz like a Hyundai, rolling up tree like bonsai. Nigga, what's beef to a small fry? I get on a bitch heels like fungi. Catch me at the sideshow blowing gas tank on paper plates on the Sip it tycoon. All my niggas do is sumo. Niggas mad cause they bitch wanna kick it like judo. Coaching.
This right here is a slapper. 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 This right.
Oh, good looking now. I'm glad I looked in the chat. Thank you on this glorious day. I am so happy to be here. For those of y'all who don't like no little ass shaking, I had to play a little ass shaking because I got to get myself in the mood. I got a show like this on January 25th with some ass shaking and some stuff like that. It's gonna be women there. There's not gonna be no puff daddy shit. I'm not gonna have no baby oil. I'm not gonna have no cocaine at the club, right? I'm not gonna be filming people having wild booty sex and no shit like that. It is gonna be some grown women shaking to some rap music and shaking ass all over the place. It ain't gonna be no little girls. Now, speaking of little girls, right? We don't have the Puff Daddy shit done came out and they started dropping names. They said, "Hold on, Jay-Z, we got a situation with you. You supposedly had sex with a 13-year-old girl, and you were slapping her up, and you were Puff Daddy was taking turns like, take that, take that, take that, right? She supposed to have sock Puff Daddy in the neck. It was supposed to be another celebrity woman there, and all kind of shit. But they starting to say, but they starting to leak information about Jay-Z now because Jay-Z was supposed to be in the Illuminati cabal too. He was supposed to be one of Puff Daddy main people. Him, Beyonce, the stuff he had with Aaliyah and all that old shit. He's supposed to be in all that old top-notch party shit too. Right? He's supposed to be in all that shit too. But let's get into it on Jay-Z response to the girl said, "Hey, you tried to take me down when I was a little kid. Matter of fact, you did take me down, and I feel sue your ass." Let's go.
Blistering statement in response and directed his comments at attorney Tony Busby, who filed the suit, saying, quote, "You've made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the," saying, quote, "You've made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. I look forward to showing you just how different I am."
Where ABC.
Whoa. And he said, if you're going to come after me with the law and not the civil suit. Come after me with the law and not the civil suit. Now, Jay-Z know one thing. If the girl was 13 years old, right, the criminal case has a statute of limitation that done ran out. She cannot get you for no criminal shit on her rate because I think the statute of limitation is like 7 years or something like that. So it's beyond 7 years. So the only thing she can do is hit you with a civil case. And back then, maybe she didn't have no lawyers that believed her. Maybe she didn't have no people that believed her. Who knows? Or who knows if it even happened? Maybe she lied. Maybe she tried to put this shit off because maybe she saw an opportunity where she can get some money or some notoriety. But who the fuck knows? Right? It's going to be left in the courts, right? You're going to see it civilly because it's not going to be a criminal case, right? So you might see a settlement out of court, anything like that, or something like that. But I'm pretty sure Jay-Z don't want his name drugged through the mud, right? The dude may have evidence because I'm pretty sure he wouldn't put his name on something, right? He wouldn't put his name on something that can potentially blow up in his face and he can get hit with a civil case or a liability case or something like that. So I'm pretty sure he got to have some type of evidence, some type of collaboration or something like that. And remember, he said he got hundreds of people that he's representing. So it could be more than this one girl, and this could only be the first girl that came out of many. So we're gonna see what's up with this Jay-Z case. In other news, we got my boy Stephen A. Smith saying black conservatives are complaining that ain't no black conservatives in Donald Trump cabinet. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't give a damn if it's no black conservatives in Donald Trump White House. I didn't vote for Donald Trump to put no damn black conservatives in the White House. I voted for Donald Trump to put the best people around him in the White House. Now, for me, I should ask black people, if you want Donald Trump to surround himself with black people, why don't you give me the black person and tell me what experience he has, right? Or outside the experience he has more than the people that he's putting in place right now, like a Pam Body or his advisor, or you know what I'm saying, or the people he's putting into place. Name the people that has more experience on certain levels than them that was black, you know what I'm saying, in the military or the FBI, or you know, was Byron Donalds the head of the FBI? Was Byron Donalds inside of Byron Donalds was a financial a banker, right? He done bank shit. He was moving around numbers. Now you want him to take Elon Musk's job, right? You want him to be the thing of Doge? I don't think so, right? What about Tim Scott, right? Tim Scott is a businessman also. He's not no lawyer. He's not no FBI. He's not no head. He's not none of them things they are trying to say, well, why he ain't got this position, right? Larry Elder, the same thing. So all these people you're talking about putting in position, he put the best people in position. Some was Indian, some was Mexican, some was women. A lot of them was women. Donald Trump surrounded himself with a lot of fucking women, right? But let's see, Stephen A. Smith's talking about why the Republicans ain't have no black people inside of their party. Let's go.
News is reporting black conservatives are feeling left out based on appointments and nominations for his upcoming term.
Niggas ain't feeling left out. Niggas felt left out during the Obama term. What real nigga was in the Joe Biden administration? Huh? What kind of Byron Donalds, right? What kind of Tim Scott, right? What kind of Candace Owens? What kind of real black person? I'm not talking about no Kamala Harris. I'm not talking about no Barack Obama. I'm not talking about the bitch she picked for a job. I'm talking about some real down the hood from the hood Republican. Democrats. Which one of them? Right? So you said if they got a problem with the Republicans, they should have had a problem with the Democrats. Because he picked everybody, transgenders and women and gay women and gay white men and stuff. He picked everybody but a real nigga. Huh? He had anybody. He didn't have no real ones. Let's go.
Last month, Trump appointed Scott Turner, who was executive director of the White House Opportunity and Revitalization Council during Trump's first term, to serve as secretary of the Department of Housing and Urban Development. One area of frustration for many black Republicans was speculation that if Trump did nominate an African American to his administration, it would be at HUD, the department that has had the most black secretary appointments of any.
Well, don't that make sense then? Don't that make sense? Since there's a lot of black people, right, are talking about housing and housing equality and shit like that. Don't that make perfect sense to sign a black man instead of a white man to a position that's been held by a lot of black people? Won't that make perfect sense? The most qualified black man for that position? And now you still want to complain.
At the time of this taping, 53 Trump nominees have been reported. 1 is black. That's it. And a total of 5 are people of color. A couple of things I wanted to bring up. I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all. Trump proclaims to be cool with the brothers and fellas and what have you. And, but when it's time to appoint people to positions of power, folks are choosing folks they're accustomed to, who look like them, share their cultural identity, things of that.
Well, Trump appointed a gay man, right? Trump appoint openly gay. Let me see. Donald Trump. Trump appoint openly gay man. How is it? Open gay man to cabinet, the highest position for a gay man in gay man history. Right? Scott, what's the name? Right? This dude right here is the highest gay man that was ever introduced in history. Trump nominated investment manager Scott Bessent, a gay man, as Treasury Secretary, right? The highest gay position on earth. Donald Trump has nominated Scott Bessent, a billionaire investment manager who is gay, as Secretary of State. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me Donald Trump, all the stuff he had against gay people, he had one of the smartest motherfuckers people that was gay in his administration? Right? He's a billionaire investment. Do you hear what they just say? He's a billionaire investor. Billionaire. Fucking with Trump. How many billionaires he got that was investment and successful? You know what I'm saying? Do you want his billionaire friends to work for you and help the economy? Or did you want Kamala Harris broke ass, working class, middle class friends working for you who never had a business like this? Scott has, basically is confirmed by the U.S. Senate, would be the first out member of the LBG community to be Treasury Secretary and one of the only few to ever hold a cabinet level position. Scott has long been a strong advocate of American First agenda. Trump said statement confirming earlier reporting several major news outlets that Bassett would be the Treasury nominee. On the eve of our great country's 250th anniversary, he will help me usher in a new golden age of the United States as we fortify our position as a world-leading economy, center of innovation, entrepreneurialism, right, destination of capitalism, while always and without question maintaining a U.S. dollar as the reserve currency of the world, Craig. Huh? Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Is it too early for more in the morning for people to be up? Did we start this show too early in the morning? People say they're not up. People used to be doing this show at night. Like, we is not even up yet. I know time not on, Sergeant Mo. This is early for me. This is like 10 o'clock for me. It's like middle of the day for some people. But some people don't get the show late. So, but he's the openly first gay, openly son of a gun is running for secretary. Wasn't that Hillary Clinton position? Wasn't that Hillary Clinton position? Charlie George said he up. Charlie George, I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing this show for the money, because one time when I get my skits and do all that stuff, my channel gonna come back. It's gonna rise. I'm just doing this shit because I love certain people on the channel. Certain people still donate, so we ain't tripping on who. Long as y'all here, we ain't tripping. Let's go. Let's go back into how no Republicans inside, black Republicans inside the Donald Trump cabinet.
That nature. You're expecting me to be overly critical of Trump about this. I'm not. The fact of the matter is that folks lost the right to complain. Folks lost the right to complain, even the black conservatives. Because if you're a black conservative, now remember, we're not talking about truth for a second. We're talking perception. If you are a black conservative and you heard about Project 2025, and you're looking at the Supreme Court and folks who've been placed on the Supreme Court and some of the decisions that they have made against things like affirmative action and institutions of higher learning, and of course, Roe v. Wade and other things. If you want to point to all of these things, you kind of knew this stuff was coming. See, in the end, at some point in time, we got to grow up and recognize the fact that Donald Trump, as much as folks want to accuse him of being a pathological liar, there are some things he was flat out open and honest about. That's what he's going. That is about him doing what he wants to do, when he wants to do, for whomever he wants to do it to, and everybody else be damned. And that is what is taking place right now. Now, if you're a black conservative like a Tim Scott, you're a black conservative like a Byron Donald, you're a black conservative like the Larry Elders of the world or various others, I can get where you're coming from, but I haven't heard anything from them. And very intelligent, very capable. I'm not making these recommendations. I'm simply pointing out that if you're Donald Trump, there's certainly people from the African-American community that you could have looked towards to include in your cabinet. So why are you not doing it? That's a question for Donald Trump to answer. That's a question for folks in his administration to answer. And if you are a black conservative, you definitely have the right to ask him that question.
Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody asks Donald Trump, why you pick so many white? I ain't heard one black conservative complain on Donald Trump picks. All I heard is Democrats. Oh, he drink too much. Oh, he had a sexual allegation. Oh, I ain't heard one black person, not one black conservative say, oh, you should have picked a black person for that job. Not one.
Definitely have the right to ask him, what about us?
If you say to me, you should respect.
Okay. Now, enough about Stephen A. hating ass. Let's get into Candace Owens destroying Nick Cannon, right? Because Nick Cannon refused to say that women is the only one that can have babies. He think men can, I know that Nick supposedly come from the hood. Nick's supposed to be a real nigga. He got on here and talk about the Jewish people and the real black man, and he got his ass banned for that shit, right? Now he's coming back with the woke agenda talking about hurting people's feelings and all this other shit. When you didn't give a fuck about the Jewish people's feelings, when you said the Jewish is not the real Jewish people, the black man, you didn't give a fuck about their feelings, but now all the fuck you care about transgenders' feelings? Let's get into this.
People, I always respect people. I would disrespect you if I lied to you. I'm not going to call a man a woman. I'm not going to call a woman a man. I'm not going to say sorry for telling the truth. Your beliefs. It's not my belief. A woman cannot be a man, and a man cannot be a woman. It's not a belief.
But I'm saying in your perception of the world is different from someone else's, because just as emphatic as you are, that you believe what you just said, there's someone that believes emphatically the opposite. Okay, so what you're talking about is the idea that everything can be subjective and there's no such thing as truth. And let me tell you why that. But that's why it's either yes or a no. No, because we're either talking about feelings or facts. No, but that's what I'm saying. I believe there is objective truth. Okay. Okay. A person that is born a man, okay, a person that is born with a penis, as we call it, okay, cannot ever grow up and give birth. Do we agree with that? Yes. Okay, so there is such thing as an objective truth. I will not apologize.
Can we agree that men cannot have? You cannot not agree with that. You cannot. What's up, Moose? What's up, Eugene? What's that? 911 donates. Right? You cannot disagree with men cannot have a baby because you look stupid. You look like an idiot if you disagree. Right? You would look like a damn fool. Say, yeah, man, men can have babies. See, okay, well, it's truths, right? And this is how you got to ask them. You got to give them the facts, right? Instead of giving and arguing with them emotion and let them, you know what I'm saying, make a fool out of their damn selves.
For sharing objective truth. I'm not going to apologize for not saying because his feelings are hurt and do you see how I feel? Because so you have no problem going throughout the world hurting people's feelings. I have no problem going out the world. That's one way to pitch it. Telling people the truth so they can better their lives. So they can live in reality and not the one, not the fantasy land that they're creating. But what if someone believes that is a better life for them? Okay, well, let's play.
Let them, what if someone believes that that's a better life for them, becoming a man and you're a woman? No, she finna break it down. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck?
But what if someone believes that is a better life for them?
Okay, well, let's play it your way then. Let's do it the other way. There are a group of people who are now referring to themselves as minor attracted people. Oh,
can't go there.
Hey, but that's what they believe. They believe that they are in love and want to have sex with children. They believe that, Nick. They believe it. And are you going to apologize when you call them pedophiles? Are you going to apologize, Nick? Are you going to have them on your podcast? Don't you understand how they feel on the inside when you say that they can't have sex with 8-year-olds?
You gonna cater to the pedophiles feeling too, Nick? Huh? Is that what you're gonna do, Nick? Huh? You gonna cater to the pedophiles too, Nick? Don't tell me you're gonna do that. Oh, they shouldn't be called pedophiles. They should be called men attracted to minors, or minors attracted to men, and some shit like that. Don't call them pedophiles no more. Fuck that. In the hood, they call pedos. You know that, Nick. That's why he getting looking like that. Like, damn, she got me. She got me. Huh? She got me.
Believe it and want to have sex with children. They believe that, Nick. They believe it. And are you going to apologize when you call them pedophiles? Are you going to apologize, Nick? Are you going to have them on your podcast? Don't you understand how they feel on the inside?
He's like, that's a hell of a point. Don't you understand how they feel on the inside when you can't call them a pedophile? That's a hell of a point.
You're going to have them on your podcast? Don't you understand how they feel on the inside when you say that they can't have sex with 8-year-olds?
That is a hell of a point.
It is. The slippery slope is not a fallacy. It is reality. We are living the slippery slope. So somebody's going to have to produce the wall. So there's going to be a lot of voices that need to be objective and tell people the truth. I'm very happy to be those voices. If you're looking for me to, make you feel good, I can't be your mommy. I can't. That's why I said, I can't be your mommy.
But see, that's what I was like.
I'm not your mommy. You're not a toddler. You're an adult.
But see,
this is what truth is. And if you can't deal with truth, then you're going to have a very tough life, way tougher than having to listen to Candace Owens say, you are a man on the internet. You cannot be.
You're going to have a tough life. If you need some truth, I can come tell you the truth, but I can't be your mommy. Niggas cannot fuck with Candace Owens. See, no, I cannot do this. He cannot fuck with Candace Owens on any level.
You cannot feel compassion for lies, especially because they have become what they're doing now is they're wielding compassion as a sword to pass through everything that they want done. And like I said, you were going to blink and compassion is going to end up with minor attracted peoples. Compassion is going to mean we can no longer call them pedophiles. That is what is going to happen. It is what is happening.
Can't let that
we are barely.
She changed his mind. She changed his mind. What a perfect argument. She changed his mind. Woo, like how far we gonna go down the rabbit hole, baby? How far do you want to go? Are you gonna bring them on your show? Are you gonna bring the pedophiles on your show, Nick? How far are we gonna go? Huh?
That is what is going to happen. It is what is happening.
Can't let that.
We are barreling toward that. We are barreling toward that. It's so obvious because people don't. They would rather tell a lie than risk offending someone.
CB. They would risk telling a lie than offending somebody. It's the truth. But you see, these Black Lives Matter people, right? They mad again. The Black Lives Matter people is mad again. They get mad that Daniel Penny done got off. They mad that he is not going to jail, so they want to do another riot in the street. They want to put another George Floyd, right? But people like, I know Black Lives Matter not talking again. Like, ain't nobody finna riot in the streets. Ain't nobody finna burn their car. Ain't nobody finna do none of that shit no more. Donald Trump is in office. Don't nobody give a fuck what Black Lives Matter is talking about. They getting out here threatening motherfuckers talking about, we need to stand up. Niggas like, please, man, we tired of your shit. We done heard about you. We done heard about the donations. We done heard about how you motherfuckers done spent the money. We done heard about the partying. We ain't finna do shit with you sons of bitches. We not finna do no. They get out here mad like, we need the justice and the Justice Department. We need to flip the justice. They mad as a motherfucker. Like, ain't nobody giving a fuck about no Black Lives Matter no more. Your shirts is not even selling at the store no more. People not even people pissing on the damn sidewalk that y'all put your name on. You had a whole street. You motherfuckers has lost all credibility. Don't nobody give a fuck about no Black Lives Matter no more. You motherfuckers selling merchandise. Ain't nobody in here. Ain't nobody yelling your slogans. Niggas done gave up on Black Lives Matter. These niggas still trying to hold on. well, we need to do this, and we need to do that, we need to come together, we need to do this. Niggas like, fuck you. See how many Black Lives Matter niggas you get right now? Niggas riding with Trump. The real niggas in the hood that would do some shit, all of them niggas is riding with Trump. They not riding with Black Lives Matter. Go in the hood right now and ask them if they ride with Trump or Black Lives Matter. Right now, matter of fact, I probably gonna do that shit today. You rolling with Trump or Black Lives Matter? I'm rolling with Trump. Niggas not, you think they finna choose Black Lives Matter over Trump? Huh? You think they finna go out there when Trump finna be president? You think they finna go out and burn the motherfucking city and they know how Trump feel about that shit? Huh? You think they finna go out and do anything that'll risk fucking with Trump? No, they're not. You can cancel that shit. Ask the niggas not about to cross Donald Trump, fool. Niggas not about to go against Donald Trump and fuck up what we trying to do to the fucking community, to the fucking country. Niggas not about to do that for a crackhead that was on the fucking subway, right? That got choked out because he was threatening people. This motherfucker went to jail 74 times. He was on the top 20 of the crackheads in New York for the most violent. His family, they out there talking all this old shit. He was on a train hungry. Well, why he couldn't go to your house and you feed a motherfucker? You didn't have a bologna sandwich for him? Now all of a sudden he's dead and you want to sit your ass at a press conference talking about, we need to change the justice system. No, nigga, you should have changed your parenting. That was your son that was out there threatening people. That was your son that was a crackhead. That was your son that was a substance abuser. That was your son that went to jail 74 times. That was your son that was on the top 20 crackheads of New York. That was your son. Now all of a sudden you want to cry foul ball? After all the people he done fucked over, after all the people he done robbed, assaulted, right? Threatened for some food and some crack. Because he couldn't go to your house. Evidently, you kicked him out. Evidently, he was too much for your ass to handle. He couldn't come to your house and eat. Why he couldn't come to your house and eat? Because you know he'll spill some shit. You know he wasn't mentally ready. You know he wasn't mentally fit to come to your house. Because if that was the case, if your kid was hungry in the middle of the street and you had to go to the streets for him to get fed, that's on your ass as a parent. If you knew he had mental problems and he knew he couldn't come home to get food from your ass. Don't cry foul now. Let's go.
It is unfathomable at this point, as two black women on screen, that this has come down to a race issue and not about Daniel Penny's innocence. Are speaking now. BLM had threatened to burn down parts of the city, cars, whatnot. Let's watch. They're angry over Daniel Penny being found not guilty.
Hi, Harris. That's right. Protesters are pretty upset. There's a large crowd of them out here next to me. You can hear them rattling the police barricades, saying no justice, no peace.
Do it for us. And clearly, if we get to this point, it's too late. We have to be there.
You're right about that, Sherry K. It was a warrant out for his arrest. Evidently, the police was too late because it was a warrant out for the nigga arrest. So evidently, the police wasn't doing their job. It was too late because they should have arrested his ass. His ass shouldn't have been on the street. He got a warrant. He one of the 20 most wanted crackheads on the motherfucking streets, and his ass is out on the street walking free. Ain't that a bitch? And he getting blamed.
For each other, and that's our call to action. Everybody that's pissed off at this verdict, I challenge you to go outside today and help one person. That's my challenge.
And what they're yelling now follows a series of threats that they hurled earlier as the defense walked in with their client, Daniel Penny, telling the defense.
Look at this motherfucker. He's not black at all. He knows there's no peace. This motherfucker is Muslim or something. No justice, no peace. Nigga, you not even black. Black people not fucking with you. These are paid actors. Ain't no niggas out there. Where the niggas at? Where are the where the marchers at? Nobody give a fuck about, nobody ain't finna march for another crackhead that got choked out.
Defense team that Daniel Penny can have no peace here in New York if he's found not guilty on this lesser charge, criminally negligent homicide.
Daniel Penny can have no peace in New York. That's what the Black Lives Matter people said. Ain't that a threat? What does that mean? No justice, no peace. He can have no peace. Is you threatening his life?
If you're angry, if you're hurt, go help one person. That's how we beat the system. That's how we turn this around, by being there for each other.
And from what I can hear right now, they're repeating those threats.
I just want to say, I miss my son. My son didn't have to go through this. I didn't have to go through this either.
You damn right. You should have fed his ass. My son didn't have to go through this. What? You should have housed his ass then, right? You should have got him some help, right? As one of the most 20th motherfucking wanted fugitive crackheads in New York, right? You didn't get that. Oh, my son didn't deserve this. I didn't deserve this. You sure the fuck didn't, huh? If he wasn't out there doing the fuck he was doing, threatening people, right? He wouldn't have had to go what he went through.
It hurts.
Oh, now,
really, really hurts.
Oh, now it hurts. But it wasn't out there. He wasn't hurt when he was sleeping on the concrete. It wasn't out there when he was doing drugs. It didn't hurt when he got arrested 70 more motherfucking times, 74 times. All that didn't hurt. But when he threatened somebody else and somebody had to restrain his ass, right, because he said he was hungry and your ass couldn't feed him, all of a sudden it hurt. You should feel guilty then. Your ass should feel guilty for not feeding your son, not being there. It should hurt.
Are very angry.
What are we going to do, people? What's going to happen to us now?
Nothing. I would stay in the house and smoke my motherfucking weed. What you mean what's going to happen to us now? This shit didn't affect me not one bit because I'm not about to go, or nobody I love about to go on no motherfucking train, right, and ask for no motherfucking food and I can feed them that I love. So I don't know what the hell you talking about. What we going to do now? Hell, nothing.
I had enough of this. The system is rigged.
Yeah, it's rigged. Daniel Penny shouldn't have got locked up in the first place. You damn right the system is rigged. He shouldn't have to be in trial. The police should have done their job, or the prosecutor shouldn't have prosecuted, right?
Come on, people. Let's do something about this.
Harris, I also want to mention there were a couple people here this morning to support Daniel Penny, but the anti-Penny crowd far outweighs them.
Let's do something about it. Too often, we have Eric Garner's mother here. There's too often this is happening where we're left alone in this society. We got to stop that. We have to change how we impact each other.
And they seem pretty upset. We're seeing police officers come out here in droves to try to keep the two groups separated for now.
Jordan came on that subway car. The first thing he asked for was food.
And the second thing he done is threaten the motherfucker. Right? Why they talking about the first thing? The second thing he done was threaten somebody when they didn't want to give him food, right? So you mean to tell me people don't have the right to not give people food? They have to get threatened because they maybe didn't have no food on them? Or he couldn't afford no food? Or they couldn't afford no food? What's next? I want some money if you can't give me no food? That's robbery, right? If you say I want to go to jail or all this other shit, right? You talking about taking something, why, or hurting somebody? Why else would you be going to jail if you just only on there for some food? I'm only on here for some food, but I don't mind going to jail or doing something to somebody, which I have done a couple of times before. But I'm the victim.
And he was killed. And the person who killed him was not held responsible. We cannot allow this to keep happening.
But I'm looking at our notes from the courtroom, and it seems like this is the first time we've seen some real emotion from Daniel Penny.
Good morning, everyone. Here we stand once again in front of this unjust system. I stood here 10 years ago because they did not give justice to my son with the chokehold.
His attorneys told me this morning that this trial has understandably taken a toll on him. He's been spending time with family and friends to try to stay calm.
I fought hard to get the anti-chokehold bill passed, which did pass. But it shouldn't only be for police officers, it should be for civilians also. No one deserves to be choked to death.
Wasn't your son out there selling single cigarettes and doing some shit like resistance, some shit like that, right? Shit happens. Shit happens when you resist. Shit happens when you're not in the perfect health. Shit happens. They always want to talk about after the shit, but they never talk about shit before.
And our courtroom reporter telling me for the first time she sees him visibly smile, now hearing that jurors have decided he is not guilty of criminally negligent homicide.
And you know, we're in that courtroom and people are cheering for the verdict. They made the loudest noise. The judge did nothing. But when his father spoke out, they put him out the courtroom.
You hear what she said? When the father spoke out, they put him out the courtroom. That's because what the fucking father said, he should have been arrested.
But when his father spoke out, they put him out the courtroom.
But for Neely supporters, there was anger. When the defense attorney started clapping, Jordan Neely's father said, quote, "Are you trying to get effing killed?"
Right? The father turned, right? They said they was clapping for Daniel Penny being acquitted, right? But the father was kicked out because he turned around and said, "Are you trying to get fucking killed?" Is that a threat? Ain't that a threat? So the judge not kicked him out of the court, didn't reprimand him, didn't charge him, just kicked him out of the court. And she said he got kicked out of court because of what he said. They was cheering and all this stuff, and they was happy, and he got kicked out of the court because of what he said. Yeah, he said he was gonna kill a motherfucker. Of course.
But when his father spoke out, they put him out the courtroom.
But for Neely supporters, there was anger. When the defense attorney started clapping, Jordan Neely's father said, quote, "Are you trying to get effing killed?"
Is that justice? Or what?
An activist in the courtroom also started making loud threats, one of them saying, quote, "It's a racist effing country." So tensions are particularly high here at the courthouse.
We can't allow this to keep going on. We have to fight this system. That's what I had to do. I had to fight to get the little justice that I got. I got one police officer fired. There's more that need to be fired. But I tell this family, do not give up. Because that's what they want you to do. They want to discourage you. Just like they tried to discourage me. But 10 years later, I'm still fighting. And I'm not only fighting for myself, I'm fighting for families like yourself. That's why I have to come out when this injustice is done. If this had been the other way, if your family had murdered this so-called innocent guy now,
this so-called innocent guy now. Majority of people think he is innocent. The jury think he was innocent, right? The police department think he was innocent. MAGA think he was innocent.
It would have been a different story. He would have been in jail or would have never came out. But they don't do the same to us. It's two justice systems. And we have to stop this. And the only way that we can stop it is to stand together.
The headlines from the
is to stand together. Is to stand together, right? Well, in certain cities, it done got so bad in certain cities. White people saying we done had enough of you black sons of bitches. We gotta separate, right? All our tax dollars is going to y'all. You know, our crime is up because you sons of bitches. So we gotta separate. Now you hear all the black people all the time saying they wish white people would separate from them and they don't want white people in their neighborhood and shit like that, right? They say a bunch of racist shit about white people, right? But when white people want to leave, right, and want to separate themselves from the black people holler racism. Like, oh, that's racist. They're trying to separate themselves from us. Wait a minute. I thought y'all said y'all didn't like white people. I thought y'all said y'all can do shit for yourself. Well, we don't like this shit, right, that y'all have been legislating. We don't like the shit that the way this city has been run. So we're going to break off. We're going to do our own city. So we got better schooling, better taxes, and all that shit. And we're going to leave y'all on y'all own. Now black people mad as a motherfucker. Oh, that's racist. You can't do no shit like that. You can't do nothing like that. What happened? Huh? It's racist. First, you don't want the black people in your community. Now you don't want to move them out. It's racist. You sons of bitches want to leave us. This racist. No, we're not leaving. We're still here, but we don't want to be part of your shit. Let's go.
The only way that we can stop it is to stand together.
The headlines from the national media are eye-grabbing at best.
2024, guess what? In Louisiana, the state Supreme Court there is allowing a largely white community to break apart and separate the city of Baton Rouge to create their own city.
Wealthy white Louisiana residents split from Baton Rouge to form their own city.
This has been a 6-year effort by folks there. On Friday, the Supreme Court granted the formation of the predominantly white city of St. George, which will be separate from Baton Rouge. The ruling is sparking concerns about segregation.
Meanwhile, you, the homeowners in the city of Baton Rouge, are asking what exactly the loss of tax revenue in the new city of St. George will mean for your pockets.
But is race a real issue at the core of this municipal secession? The 86,000 residents who are forming their own city in St. George, Louisiana, say it's about better schools for their children and better city services.
Whoa, we want better shit for our community. Is something wrong with that? We pay all the taxes. We're not getting our services. The only way we can get our services for paying our taxes is get away from you motherfuckers, right? They said that is racist. You can't do that. You can't leave us black people. You can't do no shit like that. That's racist.
Our team pressed the mayor on her plan to fill the empty hole in the budget, a plan her administration has had years to put in place.
They said, how do you expect to fill the budget, right? The fill the void that these white people finna leave. The mayor say, I don't know. Like, wait a minute, you had 6 years to come up with a resolution in case they leave. What resolution have you came up with? I don't know. I haven't came up with one yet. Oh shit. The mayor, this is the Mayor Bloom, whatever her name is, right? She said, I ain't got one yet. I knew the white people finna leave. Right, I knew the tax was for the, it's gonna be some extra taxes, but I ain't got one yet. Most of our tax revenue was gone, and we're gonna be fucked. Don't leave white people.
Children and better city services.
Our team pressed the mayor on her plan to fill the empty hole in the budget, a plan her administration has had years to put in place.
Baton Rouge is more than 50% black, and those who are against a split say the city will be hurt by this action to create a new city, which was approved by the Louisiana State Supreme Court last Friday after a 5-year.
Woo, and look, 50% black. And guess what? About 90% of the black people live at. Guess what? 90% of the black people live at. Huh? 90%. If 50% black, well, on one part of the city is 90% black. We're going to separate from your ass. Look at that, Sergeant Mo. Hey, Sergeant Mo, they finna get away from these niggas. We gonna move way far away from you niggas as humanly possible. They said, look, we're gonna create our own city around the summer bitch, full of white folks and rich folks and niggas with money. It's Sergeant Mo, I'm finna move to St. George.
Year-long battle.
She says they're looking at multiple possibilities on potential cuts, but she says it's too early for her to share those details with the public.
We have thought of different.
This bitch right here, Mayor Sharon Bloom, Weston Boom, she said, look, it is too early to share my thoughts on how we're gonna recover from this motherfucker. Like, bitch, you had 6 years. Well, it's still too early. I need 6 more years to come up with this shit. I know why these white people just picked up and moved and left us with all this shit right here. I got 6 years. You know where all the police going? I want to be part of the St. George Police Department. They paying way better over there, right across the bridge, baby. Less work, less hours, less crime. Sign me up to the St. Bridge. They even lose all that shit. They're gonna like, well, we ain't got no funding. We gotta let their ass go over there because we ain't got the money. They was paying all the tax anyway. She don't know how we gonna do. I don't know. Look, we can't go up on the property because don't nobody own the home. We go up on the property owners who rent you motherfuckers property, but we can't go up on you sons of the bitches, which means rent is finna go up because the property tax finna go up, and they gotta pay more, so your ass gotta pay more, even though your ass don't own the property. The property tax go up, goddamn it, you're gonna have to pay more tax too. So guess what? Welcome to the jungle. We got what it takes.
Long battle.
She says they're looking at multiple possibilities on potential cuts, but she says it's too early for her to share those details with the public.
We have thought of different ways if this ruling were to take place. The percentages, the impact that it would have on the budget, what potential cuts would have to be made. But I'm going to reserve crunching numbers in front of you at this time.
I'm not going to tell you motherfuckers what I'm going to do at this time, right? This was, hey, and she was a mayor for a long time, right? She was a black mayor for this city. Right, that these white people move from, like, you know what, we don't like the way she running this city. We're going to separate ourselves. We're going to get our own shit, right? And the black people like, no, don't leave us. That's racist. We have a black mayor. You know what I'm saying? Why you don't like the way the black lady is running the country? You don't like the way the black lady is running the city? Huh? You don't like the way, when we voted her ass in, and now all of a sudden, you don't like the way she running it? Right? Why you don't like the way the white lady is running? She been mayor for a long time. She said when she was going to make a plan, you know what I'm saying, for when the white people was going to make their own city. Even though she came up with one, right? She's still a black woman, and we want her in. Because it's racist for them white people to move out. Right? They say, look, if you want to do something that's not, if you want to do something, right, to this black lady, why don't you vote a white man in then? Huh? Why don't you, she's a Democratic woman. If you feel that way, why don't you vote a white Republican in? If you want to do some shit. If you think this shit is racist and it's 50% black town, right? Why don't you bring a Republican in to clean this shit up then? Since y'all so motherfucking smart, and since y'all so motherfucking racist, and so y'all can do everything, since y'all got mandates and shit, send a Republican in here into Louisiana or wherever this shit is and clean it up then. Stop talking about it and be about it. Huh? Vote her out then if you get, look, we vote her in, vote her out if y'all think she's not running the motherfucking city right. Huh? Let's go with democracy because it's a black woman. Huh? I bet you ain't gonna vote no Republican. I bet you no Republican can do her job.
I'm going to reserve crunching numbers in front of you at this time.
I know a lot of people are in disbelief. None more than me. I can tell you.
Coach Sid Edwards, your new mayor president of East Baton Rouge Parish, winning by a stunning 54% of the vote.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This don't make sense. They did vote a white Republican man in. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me the city that they said that was just racist, right? Because they separate themselves from this East Baton Rouge or whatever, and the lady who was the mayor, the black mayor, got replaced by black people? How that make? I don't think that makes sense. Do that make sense? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't understand. You mean the black Democrat woman that was the mayor for all this time got voted out for a white Republican man that was on some Donald Trump shit? Say, hey, I got a mandate. You mean to tell me he won over her? Oh no, this is the most racist shit I ever saw in my life. The black people voted a white man in. What kind? Oh my God! Somebody called Black Lives Matter. Black people done voted a white man in, a white Republican. This is the most racist Jim Crow shit I ever saw in my life.
Defeating incumbent Sharon Weston Broome in today's runoff election. Edwards winning on the first time ever running for office. Broome being handed her first ever loss. And
whoa, that sounds like some Donald Trump shit. He won his first election, right? And Hillary lost on her. It's like some Donald Trump shit right there. That's a Donald Trump shit.
The first time ever running for office, Broome being handed her first ever loss in her long political career.
What is it going to take for our people to understand? I remember the comedian Paul Mooney once said, you know, they want to move away from us now.
Hello and welcome to this late edition of 9 News at 10. I'm Dion Guillory. We have team coverage from the campaign headquarters of Sid Edwards and Sharon Weston Broome, but we kicked that coverage off by taking you to the winning camp. For that,
we ran a great campaign. We ran a positive campaign. We never veered from that. And I can tell you, you know, for my fellow Catholics in here, these beads, this rosary right here, we rolled in beads every day during all our travels and everywhere we needed to go.
Andrew Morrell is an attorney and spokesperson for St. George. Thank you for being with us. Appreciate it. Well, this is getting a lot of attention. I'm reading about it everywhere. I know you've been very busy doing interviews. I think, first of all, I want to make clear, you say the city did not split away from Baton Rouge, but you incorporated a new city. What's the difference?
But during slavery and Jim Crow, they wanted us all up under them.
Well, for the last 60, 70 years, our area in East Baton Rouge Parish has been an unincorporated area, meaning...
Look, they don't want you niggas up under them no more now. They want the niggas up under them. They want niggas to cook, clean, and do all those stuff. But now they don't want niggas up under them. What happened? No, they don't want all the shit you come with.
70 years, our area in East Baton Rouge Parish has been an unincorporated area, meaning our tax dollars are taken from our area and put in the East Baton Rouge Parish General Fund.
A movement, but the people spoke tonight, and it's also a mandate. When you consider the numbers and how many people are ready for change, and all of you in here with myself we've said it the entire time, we are the change agent.
Oh, Donald Trump was too. Like dudes say, like, man, we trying to get our money to put it with our taxes, you know what I'm saying, so we can come up with our policies to fund our community. What's wrong with that?
Now, a parish is our Louisiana way of saying a county. We've never been a city before. We're no different than any other area where people have come together and voted to form their own city. So that's all we did, was exercise our constitutional rights to form a city, to vote, and to self-govern.
In the beds, in the bedrooms, in the kitchens.
But it stirred up a lot of talk. And I think the one being, and I want you to clarify this was a racist move, that most of the people in St. George are white, most of the people in Baton Rouge are black. Was this racist? Address that criticism.
We're not saying that everything has been bad in Baton Rouge. We never said that. But there are some things that need to change. And as my promise to you as the next mayor president, it's going to happen.
But now that that's over, they want to get away.
The biggest complaint I've heard from people here in Baton Rouge, including Democrats who might have been previously Broome voters, is they're not happy with crime and they're not happy with the way the police department treats citizens.
Huh? Under Broome, they're not happy with crime and they're not happy with the other shit. You had a whole city break off because of crime and education, right? And you lost your job because of crime and education, but they still don't get it.
Now, I've never had those experiences myself, but that's what I'm hearing from people, that the law enforcement angle, the crime problem in Baton Rouge is really the most compelling. And those are things that the coach was able to touch on, too.
What is it going to take to trigger some kind of resurgence in our consciousness to get involved in what has been a long-term strategy for these kind of races?
You know, look, every poll I've done for the last decade shows crime in the top 3 concerns everywhere. You know, in one of the most crime-free parishes, St. Tammany Parish, where I do a lot of work, that crime still polls and public safety still polls high. So when you're able to push those emotional buttons with people and capitalize on that fear, it really motivates voters. She couldn't do that.
Which is to get away from us as far as possible.
You damn right to get away from you as far as possible. You fucking up the house's money, man. You fucking up the church's money. They want to get away from you niggas as far away as possible. Let me go. Let me hide. Let me do some other shit. I gotta go away from you niggas as far as fuck as possible as I can get. And they mad as hell. They mad as hell. Like, where you going with all the money? Look, if the town was so racist, Mr. Black Man is angry at the white people, why did most of the black people vote for the white man? Why did most of the black people vote the black woman out? Why most of the black people are concerned about the same thing the people of East George, St. Louis, Baton Rouge, St. George is worried about? Huh? The same worries the black people. How's that racist? I don't get it.
Well, no, it's a divisive narrative that's created for people not to look beyond the surface of the issue. The issue was we have high taxes, we have high crime, we have one of the worst education systems in a country ranked.
You hear that? We have high crime, low education system. And that's not because of us. That's because we mapped in with these sons of bitches. So all our money is going towards them. Of course we're going to make our own city. That would be smart.
High tax created for people not.
High taxes, high crime. If we get our own shit, we have low taxes, low crime, and better education. Ha! 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 Why wouldn't they do it?
To look beyond the surface of the issue. The issue was we have high taxes, we have high crime, we have one of the worst education systems in a country state ranked dead last in education, and we want more opportunities.
Last thing, I thought it was very interesting. Sid called this, quote, a mandate for change. What do you make of that?
A mandate for change, right? We want a better opportunity. We have the lowest in the country. Did you hear what they say? Right? In the state, the lowest in the state, and they have the lowest in the damn state. So that's the lowest in the country. That is bad, Julie Brown.
Absolutely is. The question is now, what is he going to make of it? Because again, she has a record, he doesn't. What he has is promises, and you know, we'll see if he appoints the best and the brightest to staff him, and if he's able to make good on those things as a complete political outsider.
And citizens have been fleeing our parish for decades now. We're declining in population. Our effort was to stay in the parish and save the parish. We're not leaving. We're actually trying to make our parish better.
Republicans.
Whoa! We're actually trying to make our city better. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Right? Now, you know who's trying to make our cities better also? Donald Trump, with deportation and immigrants and all this sort of stuff, and crime and migrant crime and all that shit. Donald Trump is actually also trying to make our country better. But it's some motherfuckers who still don't get it because they work on emotion, right? They work with, they have, the Democrats have the stupidest ass logics on why we should keep immigrants here and give them free health care and all this sort of shit, right? Oh, but it's a moral issue. Oh, but what, you gonna throw them out on the street? Oh, well, we should treat these people like second-class citizens. Oh, they're not human. Oh, we should give them this. Oh, they're running from this. Oh, they want that. Oh, they're not. Oh, it's always an excuse for them with the liberals, right? Well, America's tired of that shit. They had a mandate. Let's go.
And save the parish. We're not leaving. We're actually trying to make our parish better.
Republicans now have control of the House and the Senate.
Right.
What do you plan to accomplish in your first 100 days in office?
Well, we're going to do something with the border, and very strong, very powerful. That'll be our first signal, and a first signal to America that we're not playing games.
I can definitely be honest about my own flaws and my own.
We're not playing games. We're not playing games with you. My first day of office, we're going to let you son of the bitches know we're not playing games.
That we're not playing games.
I can definitely be honest about my own flaws and my own mistakes because I bought the mainstream media narrative that there wasn't a migrant crisis.
Really?
And yeah, I did believe it. I believe because, look, I was an idiot because, I mean, who do you trust in today's media landscape?
I know.
Right? There's a lot of liars out there.
Yeah,
and when it comes to mainstream media, the fact of the matter is they do play defense more and more for the Democratic Party. And that's an issue because there was a time when that didn't happen. And so I still believed in their good faith reporting.
You agree with that? I spoke with both. I spoke with Justin Trudeau. In fact, he flew to Mar-a-Lago within about 15 seconds after the call ended. He was at Mar-a-Lago. We were having dinner talking about it. I said, you have to close up your borders because they're coming in the northern border too a lot. Not like the southern border, but they're coming in the Canadian border a lot. And drugs are pouring in. Almost as importantly, drugs are pouring in, maybe more importantly, drugs are pouring in at levels never seen before, 10 times what we had. They're just pouring in. We can't have open borders. And I said to the president of Mexico and to Justin Trudeau, if it doesn't stop, I'm going to put tariffs on your country at about 25%. That's a very substantial tariff. And in the case of, in both cases, but in the case where it was really visible, within 10 minutes after that phone call, we noticed that the people coming across the border, the southern border, having to do with Mexico, they were at a trickle, just a trickle. It was
just a trickle. They heard Donald Trump is finna take control, and guess what? Mexico got their shit together. Mexico got their shit together after one meeting. He's not even president. Mexico got their shit together.
In fact, I call the border. See, unlike my opponent, I do call the border a lot.
U.S. Joe Biden can't call the border a lot because Joe Biden sleep. Joe Biden said, fuck it, I'm out. I don't want to hear nothing else from Africa, United States, Mexico, Canada, Russia, Saudi Arabia. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody.
In support of the development of the Lobito corridor.
Look at it.
Tanzania views the Lobito corridor as an integral part of a broader strategy to enhance connectivity in Africa.
He don't give a fuck.
We also appreciate the fact that the implementation of the project will provide important opportunities for Africa's development.
Look, he out.
And I said, how's the border looking today? They said, there's nobody here. They couldn't believe it. The military stopped these vast groups of people. You know, we call them caravans, but they had caravans of people, and they stopped largely.
They stopped. They stopped because I told them to. Get your shit together. Something Biden could have been done.
Military stopped these vast groups of people. You know, we call them caravans, but they had caravans of people, and they largely stopped them. Now, they're going to have to continue that, but if they don't continue, and the other thing I told them is no more drugs, and I told that to China too. I had to deal with President Xi. Had the election.
Right? Remember, right? President Xi and Donald Trump had some shit going on about the fentanyl crisis that Joe Biden came in office and automatically canceled it, right? That was part of the trade deal. You got to stop that fentanyl shit. You got to give these sons of bitches death if they come up here with that shit. Give them death. And they was actually lining that shit up. But when Joe Biden got in office, the death stopped.
Been different. I'm going to be very nice because we don't have to get into an argument over 2020. But had the election been different, the result been different, we would have had China giving their maximum penalty, which is the penalty of death.
The penalty of death. We would have had China giving the penalty of death. Death. You know what death means? Death. Let's go. China has sentenced one fentanyl trafficker to death and others to jail. What did Donald Trump say? To death. To death, Craig. Hold on.
Election been different, the result been different. We would have had China giving their maximum penalty, which is the penalty of death.
Woo! China has sentenced one fentanyl trafficker to death and others to jail. You're going to jail, Craig. It was the first joint fentanyl bust between China and the U.S. The first joint when Donald Trump was in office. Get your shit together and get these sons of bitches the death penalty. It was the first joint operation. But guess who stopped it? Joe Biden stopped the fentanyl deaths. Traffickers. Hey, a central figure in Louisiana was given suspended death sentence. It could be committed after 2 years. Young Yang.
To people that sent fentanyl into this country, but Biden didn't, unfortunately, finish that discussion up.
Huh? He didn't finish that discussion up, right? Donald Trump had a discussion with China. Hey, man, you got to stop that fentanyl shit or the deal is off.
So the opioid crisis has been part of the negotiations with China from day one. The issue, of course, is that fentanyl, one of the drugs which is a central problem in the opioid crisis, is produced very substantially in China. And cooperation between Chinese and US law enforcement is urgently required to stem the flow of drugs into the United States.
Yeah.
Now, what seems to have happened in the last few days is that as the US and China approach that phase one trade deal, as they dot the I's and cross the T's on that, fentanyl has bubbled up towards the top of the agenda as potentially one of the most eye-catching components of that deal.
Woo! The most eye-catching components of the deal. You have to give these motherfuckers death for us to make a deal. Which, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you said you ain't got no drug problem over there. Remember, he said China said they ain't got no drug problem, right? Right? Hold on. I should have put that shit in, right? Trump says China has no drug problem. China has no drug problem. Has no drug problem. Has no drug problem. Because it's a death. So since y'all gonna stick with that death shit, right? We'll stick with the death problem. Stick with the death, man. Right? Since y'all ain't got it, hold on, here we go.
This is the only.
We don't want to do this. We don't want to hear you. All right, since you deal with the drug dealers, give them the death penalty, man. Stick to your word. Hold on. Stick to your word, Captain. Stick to your word, Captain. Give them motherfucker the death. Oh, here we go.
Stuff. And in China, they have a very, very tough penalty for drugs. It's called the death penalty. And I said to President Xi, you don't have much of a drug problem. Do you have a drug problem? No, no drug problem. I said, so you have 1.4 billion people and you don't have a drug problem. That's right, no drug problem. I said, what do you attribute that to? Death penalty, quick trial. They don't have trials that last 19 years. At the end of the judge dies, everybody dies.
He said, look, he said it all the time, right? China, they got the death penalty. They got the death, They got the death penalty for people, you know what I'm saying, on right? It's China flooding the U.S. with drugs. They get the death penalty over there. Not over here. China has a strict thing, death. So Donald Trump said, hey, Mao Ching, right? Since you got a death penalty, bring that shit on back for the fentanyl dealers. China like, okay.
I had an agreement with President Xi, who I got along with very well. We've had communication as recently as this week. And I had communication with him where they were going to give the death penalty to anybody sending drugs into the United States.
Ooh. He was accused of making more than 11 kilos, 25 pounds of fentanyl in 2017. Right? That's when Trump was in office. He had that deal with China. Your ass going to get the death penalty. I told him to give him death, and they gave him death. This was the first one. The first death penalty. You know what I'm saying? The first death. We don't give him right away. Give him death. Give him death. Two people received life sentences. 6 others got jail terms ranging from 6 months to 10 years. Whoa! Look at these fentanyl dealers in China fucking with Donald Trump. The investigation started in 2017 when the U.S. found a suspected fentanyl smuggler's phone number, right? In 2017, who was president in 2017? The U.S. authorities shared the number with their Chinese counterpart. Hey, man, you may want to check this number out, right? We heard they've been sending fentanyl to the United States. China checked it out. The number was accurate. The nigga got death under the Trump administration. I worked out a deal. Hey, man, the U.S. found this phone. We found this phone, right? We shared. Hey, check this number out, man. Because if it's true, get that nigga to death. Like I told you, like Donald Trump said, I had an agreement with President Xi, and it was working out fine. I told him to give the drug dealers death. And what did President Xi do? He gave him death. And all fentanyl, they're like, fuck that. I'm not finna get death. I gotta find another way of making money. How I make this rice. But when Joe Biden come in, he took the shit, he took the category 1 fentanyl all off the drug, what's the name list and shit like that, and fentanyl, and the fentanyl producers over there produced the shit again and shit, and they was able to send it over here. But over there under Donald Trump said, look, man, give them death.
This week you had that conversation.
Not that conversation, but
Not the death conversation, bitch. She like, you had that conversation, death conversation? No, bitch, I had another conversation with him. You had the death conversation with him? She was worried about that shit. Damn, you had the death. Like, yeah, I had a death. Nah, bitch, not the death conversation. I had the other conversation, but bitch, we already know. He already know how I feel. Fentanyl dealers, they stop them from over here. We gotta stop them from over there. Death, bitch, death.
This week you had that conversation.
not that conversation, but I had other conversations.
Chinese had cracked down on distribution, producing, and smuggling parts to the United States for fucking with Donald Trump. We ain't fucking with Trump.
所有的经销环节、生产环节、走私环节全都一顿打掉了。那我们更期待。
We hope this case can play a positive role in the U.S. Because we want that deal with Trump. We got to get these motherfuckers death to make an example.
这个案件的话，在美国也能够发挥积极作用。据我所知呢，美国已经
To my knowledge, the U.S. has already charged and detained 3 people. Right? Death! You can't do it in the United States. You can't put death like Donald Trump saying fentanyl dealers should get death if you have that much fentanyl and you don't kill that many people, you know what I'm saying? Your ass deserves death. You know what I'm saying? He said one fentanyl dealer equals 30 deaths or some shit like that. So deaths, this nigga got caught with 25, in China he got caught with 25 pounds of fentanyl. You know how many people that can kill in America? Death, motherfucker, death.
起诉我逮捕了3个人，那我希望有更多的人在这里也受到惩罚。这样的话，
We said we hope more can be punished. The U.S. has already charged and detained 3 people.
3个人，那我希望
I hope more can be punished. Look at it, they was hoping more can be punished. We ain't fucking with Trump.
有更多的人在这里也受到惩罚。这样的话，我们
This way the case would be perfect, and this case
才会对这样一个案件才是完美的。
But in the
yeah, death to America, death in America, death. You do all that old shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't bring that shit in America. You can't bring death to America. Donald Trump gonna stop that shit. Hey, President Xi, do something about that shit. They was walking in. I couldn't find that video. They was walking in a little garden and shit. And Donald Trump was walking with him and said, hey, man, before we make any deals, you got to stop that fentanyl shit. He even talked about that shit in a press conference, right? He like, before Donald Trump, where we at? Donald Trump on President Xi, wait, on fentanyl. Says President Xi need to stop, says President Xi, that's what I'm going to say, President Xi needs to stop fentanyl. Fentanyl. Let me see. Where we at? They doing this local shit. We're gonna do like this. We're gonna search like this. Search down here. President Xi need to stop fentanyl. Where we at? Oh, that's when he was talking about blowing shit up. That's when he was talking about blowing shit. They ain't show right here. He was talking about, I will blow Mexico up if they don't stop fentanyl. Remember, like, he was talking about blowing drug dealers up and blowing up the spot. Yeah, I will blow them the fuck up. Donald Trump planning to end the fentanyl crisis. That's not it. Where we at? Right? Where we at with Donald Trump told that nigga at the press conference that nigga had to do something about fentanyl. You gotta do something about fentanyl, man. See, they be taking shit down. They be taking shit down of Donald Trump. China claims to punish fentanyl groundless, right? See, they be taking shit down, right? That support Donald Trump on shit, right? They be taking. But I remember I put that shit in one of my videos one time, right? Trump claims about fentanyl is false, right? Get ready. That's before the meet with Donald Trump. I remember I've done that shit too. Anyway, let's get back into the immigrants because they're not gonna show me that video. They're not gonna bring it up. They're not gonna bring that shit up. But I remember that. Anyway, let's get back into the video. Donald Trump.
Yes, I've had that conversation.
Let's talk about mass deportation, one of your big agenda items. You've talked about prioritizing people who have criminal histories.
Correct.
But is it your plan to deport everyone who is here illegally over the next 4 years?
Well, I think you have to do it. And it's a very tough thing to do. But you have to have, you have rules, regulations, laws. They came in illegally.
Perhaps the most controversial aspect of it was this health care for undocumented people under 26. They'll have access to Medicaid.
You mean illegal aliens?
Or depending on your perspective on what word you choose to use.
Wait, let me ask you. So, you said illegal aliens. Do you not think that they're human? They're human.
Do you not think they're human? They're human, right? This dude gonna discuss that illegal alien is Larry Elder way of telling immigrants they're not human. Are you gonna say they're not human? What you're saying, they're not human? They're not human? Liberals make some of the dumbest fucking arguments.
26. They'll have access to Medicaid.
You mean illegal aliens?
Or depending on your perspective on what word you choose to use.
Wait, let me ask you. So, you said illegal aliens. Do you not think that they're human? They're human beings, right?
Is there a term called undocumented in the U.S. Title Code?
It doesn't matter. Are they human beings or not? I'm asking you a direct question.
It doesn't matter.
We're having. You want to have a conversation about the legality
why
or whatnot?
Some stupid question like that. No, they're gerbils. Of course, they're human beings.
Why you ask me a stupid ass question like that? If they're no, they're gerbils. Of course, they're human beings. Stupid. Are they human beings? But like, when you want to go on a legal thing, let's go on the moral thing. Fuck the legal moral thing. I'm going on the legal thing. Is it a code in the Constitution say illegal undocumented immigrant? No, it's an illegal alien. I'm going with the Constitution. You can go with the emotional argument.
Conversation about the legality
why
or whatnot.
Ask me some stupid question like that? No, they're gerbils. Of course, they're human beings.
The people that have been treated very unfairly are the people that have been online for 10 years to come into the country. And we're going to make it very easy for people to come in terms of they have to pass the test. They have to be able to tell you what the Statue of Liberty is. They have to tell you a little bit about our country. They have to love our country. They can't come out of prisons. We don't want people that are in for murder. So we had 11,000 and 13,000 different estimates, 13,099 murderers released into our country over the last 3 years. They're walking down the streets. They're walking next to you and your family. And they're very dangerous.
The 13,000 figure, I think, goes back about 40 years.
No, it doesn't. No, it's within the 3-year period. It's during the Biden term. No, that was a fiction that they put that out. This was done by the Border Patrol. It's 13,099, and it's during the Biden period of time.
Oh, okay. So then that's fine. Then we should give them health care. There we go.
The question is, what should we call them? And the answer is the precise name in the title code for people in the country illegally is illegal alien.
And these are murderers, many of whom murdered more than one person. You don't want those people in this country.
Not undocumented. It's not in there.
Why are you trying to back into the legal conversation when we're trying to have a conversation around morality?
But you're saying something, sir, that's significant. I just want to make sure I'm clear, which is that you're saying, yes, you're going to focus on the people with criminal histories, but everyone who's here illegally has to go.
I'm saying this. We have to get the criminals out of our country. We have to get people that were taken out of mental institutions and put them back into their mental institution, no matter what country it is. Do you know that Venezuela, their prisons are at the lowest point in terms of emptiness that they've ever been? They're taking their people out of those prisons by the thousands, and they're drunk. And just to get back, because I know exactly what you're getting at. Number one, we're doing criminals, and we're going to do them really rapidly. We're getting the worst gang probably with MS-13, and the Venezuelan gangs are the worst in the world. They're vicious, violent people. And you see what they've done in Colorado.
We got to get the out of here. Out of here, quick. Your ass is out of here.
Colorado and other places, they're taking over, literally taking over apartment complexes and doing it with impunity. They don't care. They couldn't. They just are. They're in the real estate business.
You know, the local police say that is not the case in Colorado.
Oh, it's totally the case. I mean, I have it
you
on
don't
tape.
believe the local police.
I play it. I used to play it at my rallies every single night. No, they're breaking into doors. They're taking over the building.
But sir, you
and by the
raised
way,
the point.
the police are afraid to do anything.
Obviously, I understand how the law works. The law is also susceptible to changing. Now, let's have a conversation about the morality of whether or not we should be giving these people health care.
Well, the morality. Let's talk about the morality. Not talk about the financial. Let's talk about the morality and who got to pay for it. Let's talk about the morality of it. Not the legal. Let's talk about the morality. Who the fuck want to talk about morality? That shit went out the door. Right? And you see how she's trying to bait him. But you're going to invite everybody illegal. Oh, but you're saying you're going to do everything. She's trying to goad him and trying to say some shit, but he's not biting, boo-boo.
You raised the point that the logistics are complicated. You said
Sure
it yourself.
they are, but everything's complicated.
Yeah, I mean, you need 24 times more ICE detention capacity just to deport 1 million people per year, not to mention more agents, more judges, more planes. Is it realistic to deport everyone who's
You have
here
no
illegally?
choice. First of all, they're costing us a fortune. But we're starting with the criminals.
She keeps saying everyone, and he keep on ignoring that shit. Everyone is here illegal. Everyone. No, bitch. We start with the criminals.
And we got to do it.
I think let's ask the question though in terms of because money is not infinite. So
sure.
It's sort of the choice for California taxpayers when we have so many other problems, including homelessness for so many California residents. Is this a good use of California taxpayer money to give it to pay for this?
And then we're starting with others, and we're going to see how it goes.
Who are the others?
Others are other people outside of criminals. We have convicted murders. We don't mean people that are even on trial. We have people that have murdered numerous people are on our streets and in our farms, and we have to get them out of our country.
Yes,
No,
absolutely.
absolutely not.
Absolutely. I think we should solve the homelessness problem as well, as I demonstrated in a few different ways and how we can make it a little bit better and mitigate that problem. But we should also absolutely help the people that are here already, that are working in all facets of industry, that are contributing to taxes.
What about dreamers, sir? Dreamers who were brought to this country illegally as children. You said once back in 2017, they, quote, shouldn't be very worried about being deported. Should they be worried now?
The dreamers are going to come later. And we have to do something about the dreamers because these are people that have been brought here at a very young age. And many of these are middle-aged people now. They don't even speak the language of their country.
I mean, these are just human beings. You can call them undocumented or you can call them illegal.
Donald Trump finna take up for the dreamers. He tried to back him in the corner with the dreamers. He like, hell, bitch, some of the dreamers voted for me. Some of the dreamers in California and all them people, hell, they voted for me. Some of them is dreamers. I gotta look out for them. Donald Trump is gonna reward the people that look out for him. The dreamers know he wasn't gonna kick them out. He was never talking about the dreamers. He like, man, we gotta work out something with them, with the Democrats. I'm willing to work with them. People think Donald Trump is a racist. Like, hey, I'm willing to work with the other aisle. I'm willing to work with other people. Huh? I'm willing to accept the people that's called me racist and fascist and a dictator and Hitler. I'm willing to work with them same people. That takes a big man. Huh? But Donald Trump never was talking. You never heard them try to question Donald Trump on dreamers because he was never talking about dreamers and legal citizens, people that are here and are productive members of society. He never talked about them.
their country.
I mean, these are just human beings. Like you can call them undocumented, or you can call them illegal, you can call them whatever you want, but these are human beings that are existing with us.
And yes, we're going to do something about the
What does
Dreamers.
that mean?
And
What are you going to do?
I will work with the Democrats on a plan, and if we can come up with a plan, but the Democrats have made it very, very difficult to do anything. Republicans are very open to the Dreamers. The Dreamers, we're talking many years ago, they were brought into this country, many years ago. Some of them are no longer young people. And in many cases, they become successful. They have great jobs. In some cases, they have small businesses. Some cases, they might have large businesses. And we're going to have to do something with them.
A bigger welcome mat for people to come here illegally. In California, already illegal aliens can drive cars legally. In California, an illegal alien can get in-state tuition, which somebody in Wisconsin born here can't get. It's out.
Huh? In-state tuition. Do you hear that? A person not born here can get in-state tuition. Do you know how many? Think about this. You know how many taxpayers' money is going to illegal immigrants going to these little community colleges? Right. You don't have to have no citizenship to take into one of these community colleges to take up cooking or sewing or, you know what I'm saying, any of these little classes, English class, English second language class, you know, any of these classes in college. You don't have to be no citizen. Just take that shit up. Cross over the border. It's a lot of immigrants. You go to some of these little, and there's a lot of colleges in Los Angeles alone. Right? I can name 5 colleges right now within the a 3-mile radius of me right now. Southwest College, El Camino College, LA City College, Santa Monica College, Pepperdine College. I got USC by me. I got UCLA by me. I got Compton College. I got Reseda College. I got Long Beach College. I got there ain't no college out there, but I got all Pasadena College, right? I got all these colleges I can go to. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about the little community colleges, right? I'm not talking about them little trade schools like LA Trade Tech, Daniel Friedman, these are things that teach you English and cooking and construction and all this stuff. I'm not talking about that. Haircuts and stuff, trades and stuff. I'm not talking about them. They can come over here and get licensed. They come over here and get an in-state tuition when somebody from Wisconsin can't get the same love from their state. Think about it.
In California, an illegal alien can get in-state tuition, which somebody in Wisconsin born here can't get. It's outrageous.
Do you hear yourself, though?
And
you want them to be able to stay. That's what you're saying.
I do. Okay. I want to be able to work something out. And it should have been able to be worked out over the last 3 or 4 years. And it never got worked out. You know, Biden could have done it because he controlled, you know, Congress to a certain extent, right? He could have done something, but they didn't do it. I never understood why, because they always seem to want to do it, but then when it comes down to it, they don't. I think we can work with the Democrats and work something out.
Like you want to bar human beings from driving around?
Well,
just because they were born on another side of an imaginary border.
Here's the governor's perspective on this, because I asked him that same question, and he says, "Look, they're here anyways. They're going to the emergency room anyways. It's going to be more expensive to treat them in the emergency room, so we're better off giving them health care, so then they can get preventative care." What do you say to that?
Let me ask you about another group of people, the estimated 4 million families in America who have mixed immigration status. So I'm talking about parents who might be here illegally, but the kids are here legally. Your borders are.
You're talking about separation.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are 2 aspects to this. Your borders are, Tom Homan said, they can be deported together.
Correct.
Is that the plan?
Well, that way you keep those. Well, I don't want to be breaking up families. So the only way you don't break up the family is you keep them together and you have to send them all back.
The answer.
The only way you don't break them up is send them all back. Fuck it. They all want to go back together. Let them all go back together.
The answer is you are creating incentives on the part of people to come here illegally, to come to California and take advantage.
Why not kill them?
And take advantage.
He came up with a stupid ass thing. Why not kill them? Right? Since you want to take away their privilege, they don't give them health care and they take away their privilege. Why don't you kill them? Why don't you put them in a cage? Why don't you? Some dumbass arguments. The liberals always, and some people actually agree with this shit. That's why people of common sense, like Donald Trump say, is pushing farther and farther away. The common sense party, right, is coming farther and farther into power. You can't say this is common sense because it's not.
Why not kill them? Why not
fair.
enslave them and put them in camps then?
Even kids who are here legally?
Well, what you're going to do if they want to stay with the father? Look, we have to have rules and regulations. You can always find something out like, this doesn't work, that doesn't work. I'll tell you what's going to be horrible. When we take a wonderful young woman who's with a criminal and they show the woman, and she could stay by the law, but they show the woman being taken out.
You're not gonna see no Alexander Cortez at the border. You know what I'm saying? Like she was them kid, like, look at the people at the border. Look at the border officer, they're so racist. Remember all that shit? Remember they was all at the border, all on the fence and shit? None of that shit under the Joe Biden administration. She wasn't worried about the 85,000 kids missing, right? But she under the Trump administration. Look at the kids on the border. Look at them. Look at them. They're so ill malnutrition. Look at them. The border patrols are racist. Look at the kids. The same thing Donald Trump, you're going to say, you're going to see this shit. And this bitch may have a warrant. She may be a gang member or anything, right? We don't know what this bitch done. And she may look innocent. And people are like, oh, look at her. Look what the Trump administration doing. Don't fall for that shit.
I'll tell you what's going to be horrible. When we take a wonderful young woman who's with a criminal and they show the woman, and she could stay by the law, but they show the woman being taken out, or they want her out, and your cameras are focused on her as she's crying, as she's being taken out of our country, and then the public turns against us. But we have to do our job, and you have to have a series of standards and a series of laws. And in the end,
I'm serious.
This guy's a piece of cake.
No.
You
This is a serious question. I mean, it's a serious question.
Because I don't use the term
if you want to bar human beings,
are they human beings? Are they human beings?
No.
That's ridiculous.
Look, our country is a mess. We have the highest crime rate, and during the debate, a man whose ratings have gone way down, David Muir, said to me, no, crime is, because I had to debate 3 people, not 1. Debating 1 was easy. Debating 3 was actually pretty easy too, if you want to know the truth. But David Muir said, the crime rates have gone down. I said, no, they've gone up. And then the following day, they released the crime rates, and they were way up.
Yeah, the FBI statistics are. You're talking about those FBI statistics.
Well, no, but he gave the wrong answer.
Confusing.
Look, they refuse to say their colleagues is a lying motherfucker. They refuse to say it. Hey, the people you work for and the people who be trying to do all those shit, it's a lying motherfuckers.
Based on what you're looking at.
But a lot of that is migrant crime.
Talk about straw man. You just did that.
That's a question that I'm directing to you. I'm not making a statement. Here's the difference. Here's
People
what I'm asking
should come
you.
to the country
How
legally.
far should we go?
People should come to the country legally.
How far should we go for those who are here already, though?
Let me ask you about another aspect
Christian,
of this.
you know a lot of it's migrant crime.
Well, let me ask you about another aspect of this that I think a lot of people are really curious about. I mean, 3% of the people who are here illegally have criminal histories. But in your first administration, you had the zero tolerance policy where we did see family separation.
Yeah.
You ended it. The purpose of that, though, to some extent, and you talked about this at the time, was deterrent.
You also had it with Obama. You do know that.
He didn't have a zero tolerance policy.
And you also know he built the jails for children.
He didn't have a zero tolerance policy.
But in 2014, he built the jails. You know that.
I want to ask you about the
Who
zero
built the
tolerance.
cages, Joe? Remember, say, who built the cages, Joe? Who built the cages? Who built the cages, Joe? Hey, can you answer who built the cages?
I mean, he didn't have a systemic, we're going to separate families. Families were separated when parents were a threat to the kids.
We don't have to separate a family.
This.
Excuse me, Kristen.
Yeah.
We don't have to separate families. Yeah. We'll send the whole family very humanely back to the country where they came. That way.
You see how calmly he's saying that without anger or anything like that, but simple? We don't have to separate the family, Kristen. If the family want to go back together, we can send the whole family back together. But if the father is there illegally, right, and the family want the father to go, well, they have that option too. We don't get a family options. We're going to look, everybody here legally, you can stay. Everybody not, get the fuck out the house now. Huh? Unless you want to go with them. If that's your family, you want to go back with them to Mexico? Go ahead with it. You can be our guest. We're not going to stop you. We'll give you the plane ticket. But these sons of bitches right here been committing these crimes and all that stuff. We got them on ICE documents and stuff. They got to go. If you want to go with them, we're not trying to separate no families. But if they can't stay here, but you can damn sure go there.
Parents were a threat to the kids.
We don't have to separate a family. Excuse me, Kristen.
Yeah.
We don't have to separate families.
Yeah.
we'll send the whole family very humanely back to the country where they came. That way the family's not separated.
Should we kill them? You said you're fine with not giving them cars. You're fine with barring them from driving. You're fine with barring them from access to health care. How far should we?
No, Donald Trump said we're going to very humanely send the whole family back. Not inhumanely, you know what I'm saying? They're going to put the handcuffs on no babies, no old ladies, and no shit like that, you know what I'm saying? But if you want to stay here, you can stay here. If you want to go with your family member, your husband, your son, and your mama, your brother, and your cousin, you can go. You can go. Or you can write a motherfucker a letter and tell them how they can get up in here the best way next time. We're not saying that they got to be gone forever. They can go. They can come in the proper way, just like everybody else. We're not gonna penalize them or anything like that, you know. But if they was here, they can prove that they're working, they're good American citizens. Hell, we're gonna let them right back in. Come on back in. Come on back in. Oh, you was doing this? Okay, come on back in. Prove what you was doing while you was here. We'll let you right back in. Right? Show us some kind of a way where you have been some kind of productive member of society, right? Because we know in certain states you can go to school. Show us when you was going to school to learn English. Oh, you was taking an English class? Okay, we can work with that. Oh, you're working on the stuff? Okay, we can work with that. You had a little part-time. Okay, as a waitress. Okay, we can work with that. Come on in. We keep on taking that English class. You know what I'm saying? Keep on doing that. But you got to apply and you got to let us know you're here now. You got to keep on doing that. You got to learn this. Okay, that's cool. Right? Oh, what was you doing? Okay. You said you've been here 4 years, right? Have you worked anywhere? Right? Have you had any like jobs? Anybody can vouch for you that you worked under the table or as a construction worker? You work for any construction? We're not gonna penalize a construction company. You know what I'm saying? We already gave them that option. We're not gonna penalize them, but can you tell us where you was working at or anything that you was doing in this education or anything? Do you have any record? Oh, it says right here you have a couple of traffic tickets, a couple of drinking and drivings, you know, a couple of. Can you tell the translator what I'm trying to? Evidently, you didn't take the time to learn English while you was here. You say you've been here 4 years. You haven't learned English yet. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put you at the back of the line, right? And we're gonna ask you that you get these qualifications before you come in here and ask for citizenship, right? Oh, okay. You here right? So okay, it says right here you've been here 4 years, and you're not on any kind of paperwork or anything like that. You got a couple of tattoos. Let me see what that tattoo say right there. El Salvadorian 13, such and such with a dragon. Can you explain them tattoos? Okay, so you're not from a gang, and them are gang affiliated tattoos. Okay, what we're gonna do, we're gonna put you to the back of this line right here. I know you've been here 6 months, but you ain't been arrested or anything like that. But the thing is, we don't know if you did commit crimes or anything like that because there's no documentation of you doing anything positive in them 6 months. So we're gonna have to put you to the back of the line. Okay, you're a mother with 3. You know what I'm saying? You got here that you okay. Well, we can work with that, but this is what we're gonna have to do, man. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to get into an English as a first language, a second language program, right? And you and your kids are gonna have to enroll and keep these standards, things like that. And you're gonna have to report and maintain these rules and stuff like this. And you're gonna have to get some type documentation saying you're in the process of moving here. We understand you had an apartment over here. We understand your kids is going in this school and stuff like that. We don't want to break that up. You know what I'm saying? But this is what you're gonna have to do. We're gonna keep that on hold, right? And we're gonna let you do your thing. All we're gonna do is ask you to follow these simple instructions. You know what I'm saying? Keep on doing what you're doing. Sorry, ma'am. It says right here, you know what I'm saying, you have 3 kids, right? But it says right here that you've been defrauding the system on welfare fraud, you know, that you don't apply for this, you don't apply for that, and you know, so you haven't been working here, you've been living off the system and things like that. You haven't been a productive member. You've been getting Medicare for free, and your kids been getting dental and things like that. And they enrolled, and they came over here with you, and they enrolled in school and stuff like that. Because of welfare fraud and because of the things, you know what I'm saying, how you've been, you know, manipulating the system, you haven't tried to get no job, you haven't tried to go get no education, you know what I'm saying? We understand you and your kids, you know, came up here illegally, but we have to send you back to the back of the line because we have someone who in the same predicament with the same amount of kids who have been going to school, has been trying to get a job, who has been trying to do the right thing, you know. And you came over here and you done cheated in the fraud system. You done went to jail, you know what I'm saying, for identity theft. You know what I'm saying. You got caught stealing a couple of times at Ross. You know what I'm saying. So we're gonna have to let you go with you and your little petty thefts. We out of here.
We go. Should we put them in little camps?
We should
maybe
not,
ship
we
them
should
away.
not reward them for coming here illegally.
So no more family separations. You're not reviving
Well, it depends
the
on
zero
the
tolerance
family.
policy.
The family may decide to say, I'd rather have dad go, and we'll stay here. And in which case they have that option.
But
Ha! Dad, you gotta go. America is great for us. Go back to El Salvador and the thing with Laguas. You know what I'm saying? When I know it said it was cool when the Joe Biden administration was coming out of here. We know you just hopped out of prison and all that shit, but Hector, your ass gotta go. We can't afford this shit. You family separation, you escaped from jail any damn way. You wasn't even supposed to be out of jail. You in a whole nother country. Go, Hector.
you're not going to revive your zero tolerance policy, which was put in place as a deterrent. Is there any universe where you would bring that back, sir?
We need deterrence. Look, ready?
Ready.
When somebody comes here illegally, they're going
Look,
out.
ready?
It's very simple. When they come here illegally, they're going out. Now, if they come here illegally, but their family is here legally, then the family has a choice. The person that came in illegally can go out, or they can all go out together.
So, but
and that was made very clear by Tom Homan.
Bitch, and hopefully by me just now, because you keep on asking me the same question, right? Look, I got to keep on telling you the same damn answer because you're not about to get no clickbait. They all can go out together. We're not separating family. We done found a cure for that shit. They're talking about, okay, separating family, keeping one family member here and one there. Okay. Well, now we're not separating family. We're going to give them the option. They can stay together, you know what I'm saying, or they can take the option of separating them. If they want to stay together, they can't stay together here. They got to stay together over there. We're giving them the option.
So you're not, at this point in time, planning to revive that zero tolerance policy where kids are
Well, if you call that,
separated.
yeah, I'm doing what I just told you I'm going to do. You know, I don't want to send the family out. I don't want to send anybody out. But I'll tell you, we have to, because otherwise we have no country. If we don't have borders.
I agree with President Donald Trump.
So how far do you think we should go?
May I answer the question? We should get rid of the bad hombres.
We're the only country that has it. Do you know, if somebody sets a foot, just a foot, 1 foot, you don't need to, on our land, congratulations, you are now a citizen of the United States of America. Yes, we're going to end that because it's ridiculous.
Through executive
You know,
action?
Well, if we can, through executive action. I was going to do it through executive action, but then we had to fix COVID first, to be honest with you. We have to end it. It's ridiculous.
Those who have done real serious crimes, they should be gotten rid of.
Do you know we're the only country in the world that has it? Do you know that? There's
Well,
not one other country.
what about the legal
You know,
challenge,
we're
inevitable
also-
legal
well, that's the other
challenges
thing.
that'll
Do you know
come?
we have thousands of judges? Somebody walks onto our land, and we have to now say, welcome to the United States. They could be a criminal or not a criminal. We release them into our country. It's called catch and release. We release them into our country. Wait, just 1 second. And now they get them lawyers. And the lawyers are good lawyers. And everybody has a lawyer. And do you know how many judges we have? Thousands. Now,
and there are hundreds of thousands of people already that have deportation orders. And we haven't rounded them up and gotten them out.
Here's what other countries do. They come into the land and they say, I'm sorry, you have to go. And they take them out. Okay. With us, once they touch our land, we're into litigation that lasts for years, costs us hundreds of billions of dollars.
They ought to be gotten out.
Do you think everyone with a deportation order is a bad hombre, or do you think people are just getting deported at a higher rate now because Donald Trump wants to make it seem like he's doing something?
We have judges, and I'm sure they're all honest, but I don't know that for a fact. You can imagine what's going on with the judges. But just so you, because I have a lot of judges. I tell you what, I know more about judges than any human being in history.
He's prioritized it. And if you walk down the street and you're an illegal alien, you cross the street illegally, you're not being deported. He's talking about bad hombres, and I like the way he's doing it.
Look, we have judges. Every time somebody puts 2 feet or even 1 foot on a piece of our land, it's welcome to long-term litigation. Other countries, every other country, when somebody walks on and they see that they're here illegally, they walk them off, they take them back to where they came from. we have to get rid of this system. It's killing our country.
Oh, you hear that? We have to get rid of the system.
And put them.
It's killing our fucking country. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the show. You know what I'm saying? I'll be back tomorrow with more show. We've done this show a little early today. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do the show tomorrow back at kind of a regular time around 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. My time, maybe 9 o'clock your time. We're on the East Coast, so tune back in tomorrow. We got more show and the latest news or whatever's going to be on hot tomorrow. I'll check y'all out. Thank you for tuning in. I'm out.